Did you miss me? It's been a few days. Yeah, I took a few days off. Sorry about that. I only meant to take one off and then I got lazy. So, anyway, although I did put a video up on Friday, just it'd been filmed the day before. Anyway, so Friday I went and saw Ringo for a fab fourth time. See what I did there? Little Beatle joke. Okay, I'll shut up. Anyway, but yes, this was my fourth time seeing him. First time in almost 20 years, though, because I saw him first time in 97, which may or may not count as my first concert. Technically, I saw Little Richard before that, but that was just, like, general seating at, like, a county fair, so, I mean, I do, but I don't count that one. I count Ringo as the first real concert, and it was the one in 97. I saw him again in 99, and then I saw him again in 2001. And now, last Friday for number 4. But, I probably would have kept up that pattern of every time he came around, except when he came around in 2003, he played at, the Saratoga Mountain Winery, and I wasn't 21 yet, so I wouldn't have been able to get in the door. Also, I didn't know how close Saratoga was, so I just assumed it was in, like, LA and was undoable. I felt real stupid when I found out it's, like, just as far as the other places that we've seen him. I was like, oh, okay. But still, it wouldn't have changed the age thing, so I still wouldn't have been able to go. So, like, the, next few that he did were all at that venue, and I wasn't old enough to go. And by the time I was, then he changed up the venue again. Actually, one tour, he just, like, bypassed the Bay Area altogether. So I was like, well, my dad's not driving that far for Ringo, of all people, as much as I'd like him to. And then when he finally did start coming back, he would do San Francisco, and he would charge, like, McCartney-level prices. Like, for Paul, okay, there's a lot more that goes into it to where it does feel a lot more worth it. I mean, Paul has freaking pyrotechnics and shit. Ringo, you get, like, a video background and his band. Have a nice day. Which, I mean, is fine for me. I still love it, but I mean, at the same time, don't charge like Paul. Paul's prices are insanely expensive anyway. He can get away with it, though, because he's Paul. Ringo cannot. So, there was a few tours like that I could not do because of the pricing. There was one affordable San Francisco one. I was this close to buying tickets, and next thing I know, oh, it's canceled, he's sick. So, I mean, like, canceled that whole leg of the tour, so still don't know what happened to him there, but the next time he came around, he was playing near Napa. The caveat would have been, had I gone to that show, it's a little too far driving-wise to come back that late at night, so we would have been stuck staying with my Aunt Bonnie. Therefore, no! Like, as much as I love Ringo, not enough to spend the night with her. That was the crazy aunt that we've all disowned that, frankly, you know, the one that just got away with killing a husband, like, 20 years ago, never did a day in jail. Yeah, we have nothing to do with her. Just throwing that out there. None of us do. There was a brief period where she tried to get back into the fold, and yeah, she has been ousted again. But anyway, so this was the first tour since that one, and it was close enough, and it was affordable. I was like, hell yes, make this happen. And honestly, the saddest part, I had the money in my bank account. I could have had a front row if I'd wanted to, but my dad wasn't willing to pay that for his own. So, it's okay. We were still floor level, though, just off to one side. It was great. So, I mean, I'm short, so anything that puts me on a little bit of elevation, perfect if I'm not right in the front. But anyway, so we bought those tickets back in, like, April. It's been a while, and I was initially doing a countdown with Ringo videos every single day on Facebook until it drove people nuts, so I stopped doing it, but I totally was willing to go, like, what was it, like 200 days of Ringo videos non-stop leading up to it. But anywho, and my dad, myself, and my mom were all gonna go. And then everything happened with, you know, the lung cancer thing and her surgery, and needless to say, she was in no shape to go. She kind of also had a setback with her recovery, so she double was unable to go. Like, even if she'd had the portable tanks and everything, which she does not, uh, yeah, she's not in a good way right now. But that's another video for another day. Like, when we actually know what the hell's going on, like, we still are kind of in the dark in what's going on there, but anyway. It's not, like, dire serious, but it's not good either, but I mean, again, we're talking about Ringo right now, so we brought my brother instead, for which I was very grateful, because initially my dad wanted to bring him, I was like, no, don't you dare, Kimberly would ruin it, like, she would have been like, don't you dare scream at Ringo, don't you dare go on about how cute he is, like, she was doing this back when Dad first said anything about maybe bring her, and I was like, please don't, just please don't, if you bring her, I'm gonna tap out, so, so he brought my brother instead, which was fine, so, we went really early, because my dad, like, was insane about this, he wanted to leave at, like, 4, and San Jose's not that far away. But whatever. He's like, yeah, there's a bar next door. You'll be fine. It has Wi-Fi. I was like, fine. Fine. Only because there's Wi-Fi. So I was like sitting there on my iPod. Did not think this through. Because if I had thought about it, who was wasting all her battery power sitting there role-playing on Twitter? Yeah, needless to say, I don't have any videos from the show, just still shots, because of that. Because I'm an idiot, because I didn't think this through. Although, to be fair, my battery power on my iPod is just, like, shot at this point, so I think probably wouldn't have worked anyway, but beside the point. Oh, I should backpedal about my outfit, since I apparently never at any point took a picture of my outfit, and I'm still kicking myself for it because I looked good, damn it. And apparently Ringo agreed, but we'll get to that in a minute. Oh, goodness. So I wore, like, this spaghetti strap, very mod-looking black and white striped dress, with, like, kind of an A-line skirt on it that's very flowy when you spin, which very intentional as well, because I have, like, 3 or 4 dresses in that exact cut, but I chose that one. A, because in this day and age, who wears dresses to concerts? No one, so I will, and stand out for it. And B, what color shows up the best in the dark? White. So, I mean, I've always kind of had that in the back of my mind with wanting to be seen at concerts and plan around that. So in addition to that, I made sure all of my makeup, or not my makeup, my jewelry was, like, very metallic reflective silver, so I had, like, my silver peace sign necklace on, like, actually I can grab that, it's, like, right over here. Hung it up. I have a blue one too, but it looked weird, so I wore the silver one, and it probably showed up better. I mean, it's honestly just, like, dollar store jewelry for this one. So I had this on, and, like, each of the beads are, like, tiny little disco balls, so every one of those surfaces picks up the light really well, like, even in the dark. Really, really well. So let me hang this back up. So I had that on. I also have, let me grab the bracelet, for those of you who've never seen it, even though most of you have. So the bracelet, okay. I have to polish it up again now though, because it got all dirty there, but my Liza bracelet I wore, this is from her jewelry collection from, like, 2010, but it just, like, opens like this, which is only important because did not think this through. I don't think I've worn this to a concert that wasn't a Liza concert until Ringo. And needless to say, Liza's stuff is kind of different than Ringo's stuff, so I'd never, like, really been in a concert setting with this on, where I'm clapping really hard, and apparently hard enough to make this open and shut from doing it that hard, and dancing around, and it's going bonk, bonk, bonk. My arm, guys. This looks better than it did that night, because it was, like, all bruised around the edges of where this was hitting initially. Like, most of the bruising's gone. There's, like, a little bit of lines left on this side of my arm, but yeah. That, I did not think that through. I was just thinking, ooh, shiny, ooh, lots of reflective surfaces at different angles that'll catch the light, you know? Perfect, perfect. So I had that on. And I had a clip in my hair that I don't feel like opening this bathroom door while I'm filming to go get it. But it was like this little silver cascade star thing that was going down my hair, like a little cascade of shooting stars. Yeah, that was all tangled up in my hair by the end of the night, though. So, just throwing that out there. That was also not the best call, but I'm sure by the time the show was over, I looked like a hot damn mess with my hair. um, anyway, so there was that, and I had my go-go boots on, but I don't think those really showed by the stage, just for everyone else who saw me, so, but damn it, I looked good, and I wish I had taken a picture, and I was too shy to ask my dad to take a picture of me next to the giant Ringo cutout that was out in the lobby. I wish I had. I told it to him after. He's just like, oh yeah, I want to take a picture of you. I'm like, any other time I have asked for that, he's made fun of me. So I was like, you say that now. Yeah, I know darn well, had I have asked, he would have been like, no. This is right up there with him getting butthurt on Facebook after the fact, being like, so you didn't take one picture of the three of us there? I was like, you've said lots of times you don't want me putting your face online. And, yeah, well, that was before I had a Facebook. I'm like, well, you could have told me when you changed the rule, because I would have loved to have done that. Anyway, so there's no photos of us there, because I'm stupid, apparently, but anyway. So, anyways, the only reason I mentioned the bit in the bar is not only because of the battery issue power, but, or the factor, I should say, but there was this chick in the bar who actually recognized all the pins on my purse of my different fandoms and was, like, nerding out over the Liza ones. Specifically, I was like, holy shit, wait, stop everything, you have my full attention. She's like, oh yeah, I'm from Rochester, New York, so she's a big deal there. I'm like, I bet she is. She's like, and especially to me, because I'm Lisa with an S, and I was like, brav fucking oh. Yes. So, I mean, I had a great time. Talked to this chick for like an hour straight. So, I even have like her social media links and everything. But yeah, anyway. So, that was also worth noting before we got there. So, we actually get to the venue and everything. I noticed something straight off. I mean, in addition to the ginormous frigging photos of the performers who played there, and like immediately first one I see is, hey, Pete Townsend, my old boss. But anyway, so what I noticed first was there was not one, but two merchandise stands. Which would seem odd in and of itself, but one had a line wrapping around the freaking theater, and one had 3 people at it. Curious. So I go over to the one with 3 people at it, obviously, and then I find out why there's only 3 people at it. You know how much I love making fun of Ringo's MS Paint art? And how much he insanely charges for it? He literally makes artwork in MS Paint and sells it for thousands of dollars. I shit you not. Go to ringostarart.com. You will see what I am talking about. It's fucking hilarious. But anyway, like, especially if you go back to the older ones. Just saying, you want a cheap laugh? Be my guest. I love Ringo, but my god, dude, like, at best I would pay maybe like $100 if it were autographed. But anyway, he asks thousands. Only because he's a Beatle, and some of them have sold. It's crazy, but anyway. So, he has, like, gotten cockier and cockier over the years with this, to where he believes he's, like, a full-on painter because of it, and deserves the title and everything that goes with it, and all the accolades. And I mean, it's like, no one has the heart to tell him, dude, it's fucking MS Paint. But, The whole stand was his MS Paint art. Like, okay, there was, like, autographed prints for $1,400 there, which, I mean, I have $1,400, I mean, you know, his hand touched it, maybe, I don't know, but, they had merch with the MS Paint art on it there, but only 2 things were there that I would have potentially bought, and I thought, oh, well, I'll get them on the website later, and of course, those 2 are not on the website. And I'm very upset. And they're not on eBay either, so I guess nobody bought one. I'm really sad. They had these bracelets for like $30. They looked like little blue chakra beads and had like a little charm with Ringo's autograph on it. Freaking adorable. Even my favorite color. I was very tempted to, if I had had more money in my account at that time, would have come home with me. But I was also looking over at the other merch stand and was like, how much will I wear this compared to... Yeah. So, I would have potentially bought that. I would have also potentially bought the necklace that... Okay, fair enough, it had his MS Paint art on it, but it looked really cool stamped in silver. I will give him credit. I will give him credit there. It looked cool. In a silver pendant that was like about this big. It was like his peace sign and like star things stamped into it. It was like, you know, if you had just described that to me, I would have said that sounds frigging stupid. But actually seeing it, I was like, you know what? That's actually not bad. I would wear that. Even for $40, I would wear that. But again, only had limited funds. If this show had happened 1 week later, I could have done all 3 things, but alas, it was when it was, and my account was very, very low, so very limited in what I could get. So fine, I was just like, well, those are the only things that I would have gotten from here, maybe they'll be on the website. Given they had Wi-Fi in the place, I really should have checked the website, because this actually probably would have been the determining factor if I had known that, but they only had them there. It was tour exclusive. It was like, oh, damn. So, I go over to the other merch stand, which there is a line a mile freaking long around 3 sides of this building. I shit you not. I was like, crap, there is like 20 minutes before the show starts. There is no way humanly possible I'm gonna make it through that whole line and actually buy a thing before this show starts. So I kind of weasel my way through people just to ask, are you still selling after the show? And they said yes. So I was like, alright, fine, I'll just drop it for now. But I did make a point of looking at what they had, so when I'd come back after the show, I could just zoom the fuck in there, get what I want, and get the hell out of there, and just be done. But, not deal with that line. But, they had a bunch of shirts. They didn't have the one that I saw on the website that I had my heart so set on. I was very, very sad that they didn't have the Peace, Love, and Ringo one. They didn't have the hat either. Because I was like, I would potentially get the hat, but I want to see it in person, because the angle they took the photo at on the website, the brim looks, like, awkwardly long. And it may just be the angle of the photo, but it's also possible that it actually is that long, and I don't want to spend that much money to find out. And I've never seen anyone with this thing in person to find out. But anyway, so they didn't have either of the Peace, Love, and Ringo things, which were, in my opinion, the most Ringo-y of all the Ringo merch that is available this tour. So that made me sad. They had a bunch of t-shirts there. Literally every single one of them incorporated the MS Paint art. Like, well, apparently, as much as I make fun of it, the MS Paint art is coming home with me in one way or another, so alright, fuck it, apparently we're doing this. So I'm looking at what there is. A few of the shirts were okay, a lot of them were just like, you want, how much for that? No. Like, if this were, like, actually a good design on the shirt, maybe, but it's literally just, like, the spray paint tool and MS Paint in a star, like, just a regular 5-point star with Ringo Starr across it in 2018. I was like, and you want $40 for that? no. I have a better idea, no. And I was more upset that they charged what they did. They charged the website prices here. But I have a friend in Chicago who saw him last week, took a picture at the merch stand for me, made sure the price tags were in the photo. Yeah, they were $30 at their show. I was like, he did the same thing Paul does. He marks up the prices for California. What the hell? What the hell? He is a Californian. What the hell? Like, you live here, sir. Why would you punish us like that? You're one of us. What the hell? But it is what it is. So, I mean, apparently I was gonna be paying these prices either way for the stuff, because I was like, well, I'd like to just hold out and wait till the show and see if maybe there's better prices there than the website prices, but no, apparently exactly the same. Fine. So, they had those shirts. They had a couple of tote bags, but they were, like, stupidly tiny. They were, like... But that's, like, not even a tote bag at that point. What is... You want 30 for that? No. So, like, the only thing that made sense to spend that much money on was the hoodie that I have on over my Liza. But, on the front, it just says Ringo. On the back, I'm not even sure if the whole thing's gonna show up. But, putting away. Let's see. Can we see it? I have no idea. Hopefully it shows up. Basically, it's Ringo with 2 spray paint cans shooting peace and love, surrounded by his MS Paint art. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. The irony is that seeing it on the website, I have been making fun of this hoodie for months. For months. And yet seeing it in person, I was like, actually... in person, it doesn't look as stupid as it did on the website. Because on the website, I don't know what they did with the saturation levels, but it looked terrible on there. I was like, who in their right mind would buy that? And then I go and buy it. I was like, I'll buy it for the memes, but if nothing else. But no, actually, at first I was like, I take back what I said. It doesn't look so stupid in real life. I'll take that. And I got it in a small, but it must be a men's small, because on me, like, the lowest end of it, like, comes down to here. This is, like, how long the dress I wore was, because I put it on just to see how it fit. Also, I didn't bring outerwear, because I'm a freaking genius. And the bottom edge of this exactly hit the hem of the dress. So, I mean, there's that. Anyways, but yeah, I'm assuming this is a men's small. And they didn't have ladies' sizes. They just figured it's unisex. Everyone can wear them. It's like, alright, whatever. Whatever. The bigger it is, the warmer it is. And during the winter months when it gets all cold and shit, you guys have seen on this channel, you have seen my progression of summer stuff into, oh my god, it's like Antarctica. Even though to the rest of the country, you're like, bitch, it got to like 60 and you're dressing like it's 20 below out. So I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm a baby. Shh. The Californian is 20 below. Yeah, God help us on those nights when it hits like 20, we're like convinced we're going to die. Like, no exaggeration, we are legit convinced of this, but that's neither here nor there. So I figured I will most definitely get a crap ton of use out of this, whereas I could get a shirt, and I'd wear it from time to time, but it's just a t-shirt, whereas a hoodie, it's like, yeah, when it gets cold out, I'm going to live in this thing. And today is the first day where it's already starting to feel like that, so I was like, well, it begins! I am already living in it. But the coolest thing, because I had the Wi-Fi there, because I don't have a smartphone, I only have an iPod Touch, so I depend on there being Wi-Fi to be able to get online with it. I got a little PayPal notification that one of my lovely subscribers, Robin, sent me some money on there. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And it was just before the show. I was like, well, you officially just helped me buy a shirt. And I will think of you every time I wear it. And then it ended up being a hoodie. I was like, even better. So there will be a lot of wearing it. So anyways. But yes, I realized the irony of fandom collision of Ringo with Liza. It looks kind of weird. Don't care. It is what it is. Charles Aznavour died this morning, so I don't have an Aznavour shirt, but I got Liza, and the two are very closely intertwined, so... Anyway, but I've been babbling for 25 minutes. I haven't even talked about the actual show yet, so I should probably do that. So we actually get into the seating area, and we were shocked at where our seats were because we thought the way it was described on the website when we bought the tickets that they were second deck. But they're not! They are floor level, just up a little bit on the sides. So I was like, this is great! I mean, it's not the closest I've ever seen Ringo from, but I mean, this is good enough! This is way closer than I thought we were gonna be. All that thought I put into being visible in the dark from a distance, maybe I didn't have to go quite as overboard as I thought, but then again, it worked out, because for at least a good half of the show, this has been a thing with Ringo every single time I've ever seen him. I don't know if it's because of the way I dress when I go see him. I don't know if it's something else, but it's like he point blank, laser locks in on me specifically and, stares right down to me, sings right to me for, a good majority of it. Every time. It doesn't matter where I sit, it always happens, and I'm not the only one who notices it. One could argue my dad would be biased being like, it happened again, he stared at you through the show again, which he did. Perfect strangers who sat in the general area was like, wow, he was, singing right to you. I was like, I know. I know. Could it have something to do with that year of fan mail of every single day writing to him and including photos when I was 12? Could it be that I've seen him 4 times and he's seen my face over and over? Could it be all the times I've just tweeted incessantly over and over and over at him on Twitter and commented on his Instagram all the hell over the place? Probably a combo of all the things, but, maybe. But either way, it is really damn cool, and I am not complaining. I absolutely love it. I get the biggest kick out of it every single time it happens. I didn't expect it to happen from that far away, though, so I was like, it still works! Holy shit, it still happens that far back with that many people in between point A and point B. Still, almost immediately, I was like, within the first song, I'm like, holy crap, and did not take his eyes off of me for, a good majority. I was like, holy hell. Probably also helped that I literally did not stop dancing the entire show, which, I mean, Ringo's getting older, his audiences are getting older, a lot of them are very tired and like to sit, therefore, just saying, I'm a little bit eye-catchy for dancing non-stop. And a lot of twirling in a short dress that may or may not have been riding up, could have had something to do with it. Just saying. But anyway, no, it wasn't that bad. Regardless, yeah, that was a thing. But what caught my attention more was that he literally started the show with Matchbox. I didn't know he does Matchbox live. That was a song that didn't even make it onto any of the Beatles albums. That was a single. The closest it made it onto an album was when they did the Past Masters albums, which were a collection of all the singles that didn't make it to albums. They just slapped them all on those 2 albums. So it was on the first one of those. And most people act like they've never heard it. Granted, yeah, they didn't write it. It's a cover of a Carl Perkins song. But I always loved it, and I was like, why do more people not know of this song? And I guess maybe enough people have begged him over enough time to where he does it now, and he literally opens his shows with it now. See, I didn't know that was the opener. Otherwise, I would have been like, screw it, and taken my chances with the low battery and been like, I'm gonna get this one, if nothing else. It makes me sad that a few videos from the San Jose show have surfaced on YouTube, but not very many, and that is not one of them. And I'm like, really? Really? And nobody got it? I saw you all with your smartphones. Nobody got this? That has a YouTube channel? What the hell? I've even checked on Instagram, too, through posts, just in case, but no. So, I have yet to trawl through Twitter. I have to go quite a ways back to find them on there, no doubt. I should have done it that night and the next day, but I didn't, so, oh well. But, regardless. So, he literally opened with that. I was like, holy crap. And, the first, how many? Maybe 5-ish were solidly his before he did his usual circle through the other members of the band, which usually I know more of them by name than I did this time. I think I knew, one of them by name this time, so I was thinking, well, I mean, it'll be cool to hear Santana music during a Ringo concert, but everybody else, I have no idea who these people are. Or so I thought! Or so I thought. As it turned out, there was only like one song all night that I didn't know, which is probably a new record for me with the all-star lineups, because even with ones where I've known more of the performers, there's been like a good chunk of it where it's like, okay, I'm bored now. Can we go back to Ringo's music? I don't know this, so can we like get back to Ringo? Yeah. But although then hearing those songs again later on after those shows, be like, hey, I know that song. I heard that when I saw Ringo. But this has happened so many times now. But anyway, I digress. There was only one all night I didn't know. I was like, holy crap! I guess I knew them without knowing I knew them. I didn't even like know the bands who did these songs. I just know the songs themselves. Although I will say, kind of a mindfuck hearing Toto's Africa with Ringo drumming on. It's like, this song is such an internet meme at this point. I was like, is this real life right now? Is this freaking real life right now? There was a few songs where it felt like that. Same with like all the Santana stuff, because the way it was played, it sounded exactly like when Santana does, to where I had to remind myself that I'm at a Ringo show. This isn't Santana. This is a Ringo show. Like, wow, that's actually really cool. Actually, maybe I would like going to a Santana show. But, anyway. But yeah, that was like a trip. Hearing that, the Land Down Under song come from Ringo's band, I was like, what the hell? There was a bunch of that I knew that I don't think I could identify by name. I just know them when I hear them. I couldn't even at this point tell you which member of the band did them, because apparently I suck at that. But with Ringo, he did Matchbox, he did Photograph. This is not the order they happened in, this is just as I'm remembering them. Matchbox, Photograph, Don't Come Easy, Yellow Submarine, which he trolled the audience once again. I love that this is a thing he's incorporated, and I knew about it, so I didn't fall for his joke, but watching how many people did, he's just like, yeah, and if anyone here doesn't know the words, you're in the wrong venue. You probably want the Rolling Stones. And his guitarist starts playing like a Rolling Stones riff, and then Ringo pointing down to the audience, hey, Mick! Hey man, how you doing? Yeah, you look great. And he's like going on, and you're watching people like clamoring, where's Mick Jagger? Where? And he lets this go on for a minute before he's like, he's not there. He's not there. I made it up. I have to have fun too. He's not there. Calm down. Oh, I love it. He changes up what band and what performer is supposedly there, like each night, but still, we got the Stones. But the other funny thing with that was when they started playing the Stones riff, hearing the audience go, yeah! Boo! Like, oh yeah, we're at a Beatles show, we have to boo for the Stones. Yeah. Because apparently people still believe in the Beatles versus Stones rivalry, even though that was never an actual thing. They've always been friends with each other, but okay, whatever. But you could literally hear the shift audibly between yeah to boo. I was like dying over it. I was just like, holy shit. I think I was laughing more over that than I was over the people looking around for Mick Jagger who was not even actually there. So yeah, there was Yellow Submarine. There was I Want to Be Your Man, which I guess somebody must have shown him the footage from Budokan, and he must find it funny too, because now it's obvious he's doing it on purpose. If you have not seen the footage from the Budokan show, I suggest you go look it up, because the sound system was so bad there, he was literally having to scream to be heard over the drums, and I want to be a llama, baby. It was like, oh my god. It was like, I've had this bootleg since I was 10 years old, right? My mom and I, like, have forever made fun of that song because of that performance, and have always sung it that way because of that performance. And we just thought it was, like, our thing that we made fun of. So, hearing him do it intentionally, it's like, oh, somebody showed it to him! But I mean, at this point, it's gotten widespread enough to where I've seen other people online mention it too. And, like, they know exactly what I'm talking about without even mentioning what show it is. They're like, oh, you mean this one? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, so he played that, which I lost my shit over because I love that song. he played Boys, which, I mean, he does every time, but for some reason, like, I lost my shit more over that than anything else he played all night, which is surprising. I mean, I, again, adore that song, but, I mean, like, really, really lost my shit over. It's like, damn, okay. I never quite know which ones are gonna strike me in the actual moment as the most exciting one, even when I know they're a thing. It's a surprise hearing him do What Goes On, which I could tell just by the way he was introducing it. It had to be that, because he introduced it as the only Lennon-McCartney-Starkey composition. I knew just from that exactly what song it was, because there's only the one. But usually that song... Hold on, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. So, anyway, that particular song, most people tend to forget he did. It kind of just gets swept under the rug. I mean, he never had that many Beatles songs to begin with anyway. But of the ones he did, like, maybe half of them are, like, well-known, well-loved, that, like, everyone's aware of, and the other half of them kind of get swept under the rug, kind of get forgotten about, except for by the Ringo girls like myself, and by the die-hard Beatle fans. I fall into both of these categories, but even I was shocked to hear him do that live, because I don't think he's ever done that live. I was like, whoa, okay, you're doing some deep diving now, alright, because usually he just, like, does the same handful of ones from the Beatle years over and over. I still don't understand why he doesn't do Octopus's Garden. I think everyone would just universally love him to do it, and yet he's never done it in any incarnation of the All-Star Band. I don't get it. But it's neither here nor there. I guess he decides with Yellow Submarine he can't have two ocean songs, maybe. Maybe that's his reasoning. I don't know. But he did that, which was a shock, and I was like, holy crap, alright. I mean, that one, admittedly, it was never my favorite Ringo song or anything, but I mean, it was still really cool to hear him do it, just because it's so rare. So he did that one. He did sadly do Don't Pass Me By, but I mean, it was kind of therapeutic hearing he himself sing it live, in person, seemingly to me. I mean, for those who don't know the story, my creepy perv uncle, the one who's thankfully gone now, but I mean, perv uncle who did bad things like my whole freaking childhood, yeah, he taunted the crap out of me with that song, knowing he was ruining the song for me, and it was like, it got him off more knowing that he was ruining the song for me, and knowing that there aren't that many Ringo Beatles songs to begin with, so haha, I'm really taking something away from you by ruining it. Yeah, like, to this day, it's hard to hear that song without just inwardly cringing a lot because of it. So, I know other people love it, but I got that trauma that I deal with that song. I was just like, ah, damn it. I was, like, hoping so hard that, I mean, I knew it was a thing, because I've had several friends that have seen him at other stops on this tour and have all warned me that, yeah, he's doing that song. I'm sorry. It's like, damn it. I was, like, really hoping maybe I would, like, just luck out and he would substitute something else for it just by chance, but nah, he did it. But I mean, even though, yeah, I probably visibly tensed up through the first part of it, just as much as I tried hard not to. It was like, shit. But like, the second part of it is like, okay, you know what? I'm trying to just make the conscious effort to let go of the other shit with it and just embrace this moment right here in front of me with the man himself in front of me who is singing it and not ruining it and giving me a good thing to associate with it instead. You know, latch onto that, dummy, come on, just... Yeah, so I mean, by the second half of it, I think I was already having the thought process that, you know, this actually is kind of therapeutic, hearing him do it in person. As much as I initially was like, oh hell no. Yeah, I think it did help some, since then. A video, that one, actually, that showed up on mine, but it's like, I was even able to watch the video of that since then. And was kind of okay with it. So, I mean, it's a process. Still trying to desensitize to that song, but still, I feel like that actually, in that one night, did a lot of help for that. So, it's a good thing. So he did that one. What else did he do? He did Anthem, which I felt bad. So many people got up and walked out during that one. I was like, oh, I mean, to be fair, I did rag mercilessly on that song on YouTube years ago, but dude, don't walk out on the man over it. Like, really? That's just harsh. I didn't, but there was a lot of people who did, and some of them didn't come back. I was like, that's so wrong. I think that was on the Why Not album, but yeah, that. So, excuse me again. So there was that one. I feel like there was more that were. Oh yeah, he did You're 16, which he always does, but so many people after the show were like, I really wish he'd stop doing that. It's kind of awkward in today's world to sing that, and it's like, on one hand, I see where they're coming from. On the other hand, I fucking love that song. Leave him alone. You leave him alone. He is not a predator. He didn't even write the song. He just sings it. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. It's a good song. So he did that one. Oh, what else did he do? I mean, obviously he did, With a Little Help from My Friends. That's why he always closes with, although he now includes an encore of Give Peace a Chance, which was John's, but I mean, still works with his whole peace and love thing. Maybe that was all the Ringo ones he did. I'm trying to think. Anyway, everything else throughout the night was of the other members in the band going around in the circle that they do. I mean, generally they do like the first 5-ish songs are like Ringo's. Then they go through every member of the band doing something of each of their bands. Comes back to Ringo, do another few songs, cycle through again, another few Ringo songs, cycle through again. That's generally how the all-star band works, no matter what incarnation of it is. So, yeah, I would really have to, like, look up a set list for, what all the other song titles were, because I know them when I hear them, but I don't know who did them, and I don't know what the titles are, so there's that. Like, it's pretty bad when even my dad has, like, been mentioning them since then, like, rattling off exact, like, both with who did them and what the songs were, and I'm like, I don't know. You know better than me, apparently. Although it was awkward with one song by, like, the guy from 10cc. Like, my dad leans over and, oh, this song was popular when Brenda and I were breaking up. And I'm like, oh, well, that, I don't know what to say to that. Like, holy shit. Like, his longtime girlfriend before he met my mom. Like, okay, we just went there, alright. And, like, right before that, Ringo had mentioned that, like, usually during his all-star shows, there's, like, a magical musical moment somewhere in them, but this show, we get 2, and this was one of those 2. It's like, oh, well, hopefully my dad's not triggered right now. I can't tell if he's viewing this as a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, but he's mentioned it several times since then, so I think he liked it. It's hard to tell. But it's just like, oh, I don't know whether to say I'm sorry or oh, that's cool. So that was the thing. Oh god, what else? There was boy, I really don't know them by titles. Like, I'm like hearing the melodies in my head, but cannot identify them, and I feel really stupid for it. Like, even with, like, the Santana ones, I think I could only mention maybe 2 by title? 3, I guess. Has Oye Como Va, Black Magic Woman, and Evil Ways. But there was more than that. Those are just the only 3 that I think I know by name. But I definitely know them when I hear them, especially since Santana is, like, so integral to, like, the Bay Area. Like, this was, like, where they came from and all, and they got big here and everything. Ironically, an early member of the band lives down the street from us. We're friends with him. So, you know, there's that. But, that just, it's how common to this area Santana is. It's a big freaking deal here. Which makes me feel that much worse. I don't know the titles of the other ones. But at least he's like the one other member of the band that I could like mention by name, because I at least know who it is. Like, his name's Greg Raleigh. Well, I guess I know two of the other names, but I don't know what bands they come from, because there's like Steve Lukather, there's, oh, I just had it a minute ago, and now I forgot. Colin Hay, I don't know. I'm seriously blanking. I feel real bad. I knew him like that night. I even knew them like leading up to the show, and now I'm like having a major mental brain fart. Again, you could totally look it up. I mean, the info's out there, probably both set lists and who all's in the band, but we apparently saw them the second to last stop of the tour. Apparently the Greek Theater was after us, so I mean, that's cool to stop there. It would make sense that he would start in California, cycle around, go to the East Coast, and circle back, and stop in California again since he lives here, so my phone needs to shut up. So, anyways, yeah, that was pretty much what all got played, which was really cool. I just wish I could accurately say what all else was in it, but neither here nor there. So, it was pretty cool. And the second those house lights went up, boom! I was off like a shot to that merch stand to get this. And there were still like 5 people in front of me that fast, and I am not even exaggerating when I tell you I literally ran down that hallway and around the corner, minorly slipping and skidding, in heels, mind you, in heels, to get there fast enough, because I was like, I am not standing through a line that long like it was before the show, because I was like, if somehow another line forms that quickly, I'll just buy off the website, man. Although I probably would have, like, gone over and bought the bracelet and necklace instead if that had been the case, but anyway, that did not happen. I was able to get there fast enough to get this. Ironically, there was a dude right in front of me in that line who had a Who shirt on, and I was kind of half debating, should I say something? Nah, I won't. So, oh god, it kind of all ties into wear a Who shirt to a Ringo show, though, because Ringo's son plays with the Who now, so I mean, it all does kind of tie in together, but there's like a shit ton of different photos of different artists that have performed at this place, which I'm kind of surprised. It's actually a relatively small venue. That somebody like Streisand would play there. It must have been early on in her career, because generally she only plays huge venues because she's greedy and money hungry. But Sinatra, though! Sinatra fucking played there. I, like, took a picture of his picture on the wall. I was like, oh, Frankie, oh. But, it's just ironic placement, though, for the Sinatra one. My brother hates, or not the Sinatra one, the Streisand one. Streisand one. My brother hates Streisand with the passion of 1,000 burning suns. I blame South Park because he has no solid reason for it that he can give anyone, I just do. It's like, okay. Directly across from the Streisand photo is a Joan Jett one. I was like, oh, fuck everything, man. Are you shitting me? Like, it would have pissed me off to see it either way, but what are the odds that the one my brother feels that way about and the one I feel that way about just straight across from each other? I was like, let's walk faster and get past those. Okay. But I was more surprised that apparently Ringo's photos show up more often in this venue than anyone else. I was like, he's played here a bunch, apparently. Interesting. I apparently didn't know of it when he did, or maybe those were during the years when he was charging stupid prices, I don't know, but apparently that's a thing. It was really cool, because I went all the way around it, because they had photos all the way around the bottom level and upstairs, because I mistakenly went upstairs first, thinking we were in the second deck, till I looked at the numbers, and oh, that's not the numbers on my ticket, that's weird, and still made a point of looking at the photos up there too before I came back down. And yeah, Ringo was like one of the only ones that's consistently there over and over and over and over again. I was like, well, that's cool. So that was a thing. But So then we went back to the bar afterwards, and it's still the same people working there who recognized us from earlier. But this time we weren't there to drink, although I didn't the first time around anyway. Again, I was just using their Wi-Fi. My dad and my brother were drinking, but second time around, we went there into the restaurant half of it, and we got food, so my brother and I got paninis, my dad got, I don't know what the hell he got, actually. I mean, I saw it at the time, but tried to, oh, wait, yeah, I did, he got friggin' calamari, that's right, so I was like, I remember it was something gross, but I think my mind mercy blocked it out, but then I was like, wait, no, I remember, ew, but my panini was good anyway, and I assume my brother's was, but I filled up before I could finish, so I didn't get dessert, but they did, and apparently they were good, and they were, like, taking pictures of their desserts and shit, and I was like, well, I have pictures of Ringo, so I've got better anyway, so I think my brother may have gotten some video of Ringo. I don't know if he got full songs or not. He has still not shown me said videos. I'm like, so, like, were you gonna send me those, or are you just gonna taunt me with the fact that you have them and won't let me see them? You know, little brother shit. But, anyway. But yeah, that was pretty much that. We didn't get home until, like, probably 1:30 in the morning, so yeah, needless to say, I was not gonna hop on here immediately after. I just needed to fucking crash and sleep. And then the next day I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to take a day off for myself and enjoy the day. And then yesterday happened and I got lazy and I took that day off too, so hopefully you guys understand. But anyways, yeah, that was my fab fourth time seeing Ringo. Hopefully I'll be lucky enough to see him a fifth, but regardless, I'm very happy that I was at least able to round it up to a nice 4. You know, my OCD number is 4, so actually this, even if this is the last one, I am actually totally happy with the fact that it's 4 now and not 3. So, yeah, McCartney has some catching up to do. He's only got 2, so I mean, if he could, like, charge like a normal person, I'd get on that. But anyway, goodness, so I had a very good evening, and then, ironically, another one of my subscribers left a comment on here that night and was like, I thought you should know that Paul McCartney's playing in my town tonight, and I was like, that's cool. I just came back from seeing Ringo tonight, so it's just a Beatle night all around. Oh gosh, I still have yet to watch the Paul McCartney on 60 Minutes thing that was on last night. I DVR'd it. I have not watched it yet, because I was being Little Miss Easily Distractible last night, so, I still have that to watch. I still have not even made a review video of Paul's new album. I still have not made a video about the James Corden thing. So I still have to make videos on both of those. I may or may not make a video on the 60 Minutes thing. And I am still trying to nail down covers of the songs from the new album. So, you know, there is Beatles stuff coming. I just don't know when I can promise it to you, but I have every intention of posting them. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and give this video a like. If you're not already and like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below, make sure you're following my social media accounts. I may or may not be taking part in Inktober this year. Don't expect great things, I'm not a great artist, but I have never done Inktober, but it's the first day of October. I might do it, I might not, but I might, and if I do, you'll be able to see what I'm posting if you follow my social media accounts, at least on Instagram. I make no promises for the others, but don't be surprised if I flake out on it too, because the monthly challenges, I think I ever made it all the way through once on one of them, and it was a doodle challenge, so we'll see. I, again, make no promises, but I may try. I might. So, little incentive there to follow if you're not already. If nothing else, you can laugh at how much my work sucks. So, I don't claim to be a great artist. I just do it out of my own boredom and because I get enjoyment out of it. So, and if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description box. So, anyway guys, until next time, bye-bye.